Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and today I thought we'd do the a final part on this Gamma Dosemeter meter. It's a Nuclear Enterprises Gamma Rate Dosemeter type 2601 / and I think that's an N. It could be a W, but I'm pretty sure that's an N. It has an NSN number on it, which I presume is some kind of, I don't know, perhaps a military number, which is 6665-99-117-7069. So if anyone knows what that means, I would love to know. When we left it in the last video, we put it all back together, but it wasn't actually doing anything at all. And idiot check and everything. It was dead simple. All it was a bad contact in the battery compartment. So I can actually show it seems now actually to be in fully functioning working order. We switch on. That's why I've got you zoomed in like this, so hopefully you can see what's happening on the meter. We click onto battery check. We can see we come up into the battery range here, so we can see that we do indeed have a good battery. And then we can switch it on. If we switch it on, if we can see the meter drops right down. Now as the Geiger tube warms up, we'll see it coming up a little bit, and it should come up, it shouldn't come up more than perhaps 10 on the is it millirankins? I think it's the scale on here. I think it's millirankins. I'm not millirankins an hour. I'm pretty sure that's how this thing is calibrated. So I'm not well, we've got UR down there up to MR there, so I presume there is it ultra UF, so is it ultra rankins? I'm guessing here, but you've got ranking scale basically. Ultra down at the bottom there, and then these are micro or milli rankins. Is it milli? I think it's milli rankins, isn't it? Obviously if you get round here, then you're in more of a trouble than if it stays down here. As we can see at the moment, we're fluctuate. It won't stay still because obviously the radioactive particles hitting it, it's not constant. It does change and it comes in waves. But as you can see with the meter, it's very low. It's down below 10. It's hovering between 0 and 5 there. Now if I bring my radiation source close to the unit, which is this old, it's an old gyro compass out of an old aircraft. In fact, we can already see it's leapt up to being a lot closer to 5 there than it was to 0 as it was before. And basically, the closer I get this thing now, we'll see this rise. So I actually put the old gyro compass right behind where the Geiger tube is, as we can see. Can we see that on the camera? We'll get we're right up to like 0.5 millirankins an hour here, so it's showing quite a nice high radiation rate coming off this meter. Like I said, it's not dangerous at all. It's only a bit of radium on the radium paint on the dial, which causes the radioactivity this thing gives off. Obviously, if it's to eat the dial, I don't think it would do you very much good. But in that heavy case behind glass, it's not going to cause a problem. So as you can see, it's actually reading the radiation coming off that. And if we take this away, we should see that should nicely decline back down to a very low background level. Hopefully this is showing up on camera. There, it's dropping right back down to what it was before now. So yeah, it does now actually appear to be in a fully functioning working instrument again. The question we've got to ask ourselves is, has changing them capacitors really done anything? We've got the old capacitors that we took out of this here, and I've got my this is my cheaper of my capacitance testers, my little Atlas LCR meters acting up again at the moment. Well, it's not acting up. I managed to snap the lead off it. With it keep flexing the little wire, it's broken off. I need to take it apart and resolder that connection. But this is actually reasonably accurate. It's not too bad for a cheap Chinese piece of junk. And what we'll do is just go through these capacitors and see how they've fared over the years. So we've got first one's this one from we took off the rear. It's a 470 at 35 volts, and we'll replace this with a 470 at 50 volts because that was the closest I had. So let's connect that up and let's see what the tester's saying. That's telling us it's 561 UF. That's quite a lot higher, and generally what you find is as these capacitors age, the value will actually go up. So yeah, it is getting tired. I'll just show you with a brand new capacitor. We've got a brand new, what have we got here? We've got, yeah, that's me. Even that's getting on a little bit now, but it's obviously it's a damn sight newer than that thing. It's 470 UF 50 volts. It's an old RS one. This must have been in my box for some time. We'll connect that up. Let's see what that's going to tell us. There we go. I mean, that's 468. So that's what a good capacitor should read. Let's have a look at one of these now. These are the 100 UF 40 volt. And these did show a little bit of leakage on them and signs of corrosion on them. Let's see what this is going to tell us. I mean, that's showing 119 UF, so it's probably gone up a little bit. See, we've got a brand new 100 about, just to compare it. I wouldn't have left it in there anyway, just due to the fact that it looks like it has been leaking a bit of electrolyte, so it's not going to be at its best. Let's just clip a brand new one in. I'll need to put a new clip lead on this, I think. It's looking a bit dodgy, that. Anyway, let's clip this on and let's see what this is going to tell us for a branny. That's actually showing a bit low. That's showing like 90 UF. Let me grab another one. These are fairly cheap, generic capacitors. They're not anything I'd use in anything of any relevance. But again, it's showing exactly the same. So they're showing about 90 UF then. Let's have a look at this other one here. Well, that's showing pretty close actually. Like I said, the deposits on it are horrible. It's obviously been leaking some electrolyte from there, so that's why we've changed them. We've got these ones. These are probably actually still okay. But let's have a look. Should be 2.2. 2.15, so that's actually probably fine. In fact, I might even stick them in a box for when I do need some, I don't know. They are getting on, obviously they are old. Let's try this one. Yeah, that's 2.04, so they are pretty well on spec then. They're probably actually fine. And last but no means least, we've got these two 100s. Let's see what these are going to read. .86. So a little low, but no, not horrendous. Let's have a look at this one. If this one's about the same, I won't be too worried. If this one's significantly different, then I'll have to replace that crot lead. That's broke. Should still hold though. There we go. Yeah. 87. So it was probably as well to replace them. Like I said, they're not going to get any better. Them two probably didn't need replacing. I might stick them in a spares box. But they're for the bin. Apart from one, the other four do show signs of distress, so it wasn't daft to replace them. But yeah, we now have a nice Gamma 8 Dosemeter to go alongside my my Geiger counter. So I'm pretty much set for the next nuclear holocaust. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. I hope you found that at least a little bit interesting. Thanks for watching and goodbye.